Welcome to Moogle Academy, Episode 1. I am Freakers1014, and if I had a motto, I would probably say it here. But this is Episode 1, so we're not there yet. Today's topic is about map positioning and general movement around the map. In this game, I'm using a Silent Scar, an Assassin Pro probably, because I always use Assassin. And those are really the only two pieces of information that are important in the game. Now, I talked to my friends about playstyles, and normally what they say is they like to run and gun. And these are my friends that have kill death ratios of like 1.2 to below 1. Now, there's nothing wrong with run and gun style. That's in fact how the game should be played, it seems. But it's the way they go about it that produces bad results. And I think they believe, since I have such success, that I must camp, but that's not the case at all. I don't run and gun per se, but I don't camp either. What I do is I flank their team and always try to follow the enemy's movements and spawns in an intelligent manner. So when you're constantly flanking from different angles, it makes it really hard to track, and it gives you a lot of easy kills, because you can think of a battlefield as sort of a spawn and then a travel time and then a kill zone. When you're constantly flanking from different angles, you're constantly catching them in their travel time, and that's very important, because you get a lot of easy kills if people are sprinting or people don't know you're there, which is why I also use a silencer on almost every one of my classes. Another important thing is that when you are flanking, you need to change angles often, because if you don't, the person you've just killed will almost always beeline straight towards where you killed them. So that's sort of tip number one. Always try to flank. Don't feel the need to run into kill zones. Like, centers of the map are basically always kill zones, and you never want to be inside of one. You always want to be on the edge of one, watching around. You don't want to get caught up in it, because you will die.
Kill confirmed.
Now, when I die in Modern Warfare 3, it's normally from a few different things. Number one, I will get outflanked from the side or behind, so I'll get killed from someone who I didn't know he was there. I will get beaten straight up, which does happen, but it doesn't happen that often. Most of the time, if I do, it is because I have a 3-bar connection, and apparently I didn't even shoot. Or the third one, the most important one, is bad positioning. So this is another, to elaborate more on the positioning. When I talk about positioning, a lot of times people think, well, this isn't StarCraft 2, this is like an RTS game. Why is that important? And I'm like, well, it's very important. Like, it's the most important thing when you're trying to fight someone head on. Because if you have bad positioning, like, you're caught in the middle of a street and they have cover, well, most of the time you will die. Like, you're not going to beat them because you're not ready for them, and you don't have a good enough shot, basically. Like, they might be half in cover, and your aiming isn't that good if they're paying attention. If they shoot you while you're trying to shoot them back, and you have a much smaller target, your gun tends to bounce around when you flinch from being shot, and you're not even going to land any of your bullets. So, anyways, getting back to my topic. Positioning is what will get you killed as well. So, your ideal positioning will be normally trying to flank your opponents for easy kills, like I've said. But the key point is you never want to trap yourself while doing this. So you never want to go into a corner and then have people coming after you, because you have limited your escape routes. So you cannot run away from grenades, you cannot run away from bullet fire, and ultimately it will result in you dying. So this is an important thing too, is when you're being shot at, if you don't know where someone is, you should always be able to run to cover, which is another important thing when you're flanking or you're going anywhere. Always try to stick near some cover, always try to stick near doorways, really anything that you can get behind that will prevent your death. That way, if someone does start shooting you, you can just run in there, which presents itself to get an easy kill with the guy who's shooting you most of the time as well. But I'll get to that in a second. When, let's say you're traveling down a hallway, and there are, like, on the hallway opposite side of the map right now, there is, like, the cleaning cart and the shelves and the random boxes and stuff. You will want to always try to be behind something like that when moving forward. But when you're moving from one to the other, you're giving yourself bad position, which is fine. Like, that needs to be done because you need to keep moving forward. But the way you need to do it is you need to try to limit or try to keep that time when you're moving in between cover as small as possible. So either what I tend to do is I will throw a stun grenade or throw some sort of concussion grenade forward, check if anybody's there, and then sprint forward to the next piece of cover. That way it limits your time significantly that someone may come around the corner and kill you. Because I always joke around with this in game. Rule number 1 is you never go out of cover. Well, you have to. The only unfortunate part is a lot of the time when you do come out of cover, somebody just comes around the corner and kills you right at the perfect time. So what I was saying before, when you are being shot from behind, the way you can get an easy kill, if they don't kill you and you make it around the corner to cover, there are a few different scenarios that you can do. Number 1, if they were shooting you from quite a distance away, the easiest thing to do normally is, since they were shooting you from a distance, they probably missed a significant amount of shots, or they normally do. So they're going to need to reload, or they're going to try to rush you and kill you because they injured you. Either way, basically, the scenario you do is you go around the corner, you wait, you know, a second or two, and then you come back around the corner to the guy who's there. A lot of times, he'll be reloading or he'll be sprinting, which creates an easy kill. But that looks like the end of the topic. That's the end of the video there. I don't know if you were watching the gameplay, but it was a pretty standard game. Like with my Scar, I didn't really do anything fancy, and I finished with a score of 43-5. So I think that's pretty impressive for that. Anyways, I will see you next time. This is Freakers1014, and hope you enjoy the video. See ya.